Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, for the fourth machine for our CISS test number 2, the continuous ink supply system test. We have a brand new Canon Pixma ink efficient G2000 ink tank printer, and it uses bottled ink. I'm looking for yields on here. 6,000 blocks, 7,000 color. Now this is just a USB only, print copy scanned, and it'll be interesting that ink tanks are on the side this way, the other ones, the ink tanks are over here. So it'll be interesting to see how this and this adding ink is done. This was imported from Indonesia. It's covered with Indonesian and Asian text. So let's go to town on this one. Canon is a pretty darn good company, so I would expect them to do a good job. HP did a great job on their first one, and actually improved on Epson's second generation. And wow, the box sure looks deluxe. It's got heavy duty, elaborate inserts. And documentation's being held in here. This is safety and important information. The getting started guide is being secured in here. Wow, it's not going anywhere. And it wants us to, you can go to a video, and then it's saying take all the stuff out of the box, remove the pack materials. Take off more stuff, and then, oh, this has print heads that need to be installed as well, and you do that first. It's 2 print heads, and that's pretty complicated looking drawings. Can't be that complicated though. We'll see when we get to that. And then finally, the black tank is on this side of the printer, and the color tanks are on the other side. And you put in the bottled ink, fill it up, plug it in, flashing light, and check all of the steps. Hold down the stop button, release the stop button, and then the on lamp flashes the printer's being prepared. So let's get the stuff out of the box here. Okay, this is encased in this box. Take that out separately. It's heavier than the other Epson and the Canon. There is another package over on the side here. Contains power cord, foreign plug, USB cable. This is a foreign plug. USB cable. 4 bottles of ink. And the black one's bigger. And it's got a warning thing in here, don't drink the ink. Don't let your kids drink it. And then over here it's got the 2 printheads. Okay. It's in a plastic bag, no tape, no handles on the bag or anything. No big deal. Got a heck of a lot less tape than the HP. I can only see one or 2 pieces. 3. Software CD is taped to the top. Okay, we're going to need that later. A piece holding down the paper tray. USB port. Power cord. It's got center guides, which are unusual on an inkjet. They're geared. So you just flip this open, slip in the paper, and adjust the guides. And once again, use a good paper, and this good quality, not too expensive. Most importantly, it has color lock for inkjet. Paper slips right in. Easy. Okay, there's a couple more pieces of tape here. One here. And this. Holding this cover in place. One here holding in the exit tray. And the exit tray just pulls out. Got a little flippy thing on it. Alright. Now instructions say, now that all that's done, put in paper, we did that already. Actually, we got ahead of ourselves here. So it says remove the tape and packing materials. Take off the tape. There's a G1000 inside. And there it is. There's a prop rod here. It automatically latches into place. Can you see the G1000 there? It's got to come out. It's taped in. Piece of tape on it. And then this comes right out. Orange G1000. Alright. So there's the guts of the printer. The two tanks are here. And it says take out the orange G1000. And then pop open the cartridge carrier, and then take off the top of the sheet off the top of the cartridges, and peel off a strip, put them in, but don't bang the print head. Put it in, shows you a color black, color on the left, black on the right. Push it down, and then push down those blue buttons and you're done. And then you start filling the ink tanks. Okay, so it says CB. This is the color cartridge. Just peel off the strip protecting the print head. Lift this up. Okay, and squeeze this blue thing here. Squeeze that up and it opens up. Still says color black. Put this in here without banging the print heads on anything. Black cartridge. Actually, I want us to take this. I made a mistake. I want you to take this off as well. Still says C here, so you know. There's vents there. Make sure you take that off. There's a black cartridge. Make sure you take this off. Leave the B behind so you know. It's just in case for your information. There's the print head. Take off this. Slide it in there. Don't bang the print heads on anything. It's pretty hard to do that. Now they're in there flush and flat. Goes the top, and then they're supposed to press down those two blue buttons. That's it. For the print heads. Next. You want to put in the black ink. So you open the plug, open the bottle, unscrew it, take the top off. I guess there's a nozzle underneath and no seal, And it's got the little wings on the bottle like the Epsons, and you squirt it in. So let's see how easy. The HP was a piece of cake. The black is a bigger bottle than the rest. And the plug has got a tether on it. And there's a little nub here so you can mount it on there to keep it out of the way. A little pin sticking up. And it says BK there. It's telling you to make sure the plugs are on all the way, a little diagram there. So, there's a whole bunch of little nicks on the top here so you can choose where you want to rip it. Opens up quite easy. Giant bottle of black ink. And so basically it just says unscrew the top. Not from down here, from up here. And there is no seal. You can see there's a little bit of ink inside the bottle, so there's no seal underneath here. And the opening is here. Now, let's just hope we can get it in there without spilling any of it. Just in case. It seems pointless to put. I haven't needed this yet. But just in case. So I'm a little nervous about doing this. There's a round groove here. Didn't spill. Bottles need to be squeezed. You can see that it's easy enough to squeeze. The bottle is pliable. The HP bottle was too hard to squeeze, but they had an ingenious vent system and it just leaked out and filled it. It didn't leak. It dribbled out all on its own and vented itself, so you didn't have to squeeze the bottle. So you can see the level coming up over here, and there's one on the side over here as well. So the first time you fill it, you just put in the whole bottom and up past the top, and just past the top, and there's still ink in here. And make sure you put the plug in all the way and that it's flat, like that on the picture. Okay, let's move over to the other side. All right. That was actually pretty easy, and a little easier than the Epson. All right, and what we basically have to do is repeat what we did with the black. Wasn't that difficult. Little nicks on the top here. The bag opens really easy. Unscrew the top, you don't need to, let's take the plug out. And park it up here on the pin. And a pin for each one. We're doing cyan now. You don't need to take off any seal, which minimizes the chances for a mess. And there's a guide for you to lay it in and help you tip it gently so you don't spill it. While a little harder to squeeze in the black. The black was bigger around. And actually this is quite easy as well. Not as easy as the HP, but better than the Epson. And the second generation Epson, no less. You see the tip of the bottle, little wings on it, like the Epson bottle, but a longer nozzle, and no seal inside here. So it's a lot easier just to squirt it in there than with the Epsons. You take it, you try just squirting it in there and you get yourself in trouble. Alright, let's do magenta. Park it on the parking pin. There's a groove here that you can put the tip in, and then it makes it easier to tilt the bottle in without spilling, which is a big improvement over with the Epson. It was a little tricky to get the bottle in there without it gurgling out at the end. With this one you can just like tip it in there really easy and then squirt the heck out of it. With the Epsons you had to be careful because it would make bubbles and they'd pop. And then get ink around inside. With this, with the Canon, you can just squirt it in there at will. The nozzle is long. The Epson nozzle would be in the ink, and when you squeeze it, it would make bubbles. This one, they just squeeze the heck out of it until it's empty. It's really pretty darn easy. Sure the top is sealed. Park this on the pin. And we got the yellow to go. Screw off the top, no seal inside here. Big heavy duty top. With the Epson, you had to twist off this cap and rip it off the top. This just unscrews. Put the tip in this little groove thing here and tip it in. No muss, no fuss. This is a very clean and neat setup. You squeeze the heck out of it. I know it's not going to come bubbling out or anything like that. And it empties out really easy. No problem. cleanest yet because it didn't have a, mainly because it doesn't have a seal in here that you have to take off. Okay, that's it. Done. Now, gotta undo the prop rod. It undoes by itself if you lift it up. Okay, and then it's something to plug it in now, but let's check. Got the ink in there. Plug it in, turn it on, flashes until it stops. And it says here, if it flashes 4 times, check that the cartridges are, if it flashes, you gotta look at 4 times, 5 times, 9 times. And has to do with the print cartridges. And if it's not blinking, you hold down the stop button for 5 seconds and the printer is being prepared. Okay, power. It's got regular buttons over here. So on the power. Supposed to be keeping this level. And then once that stops, you hold down the, once that blinking stops, blinking twice. And once it stops blinking, you're supposed to hold down the stop button for 5 seconds. And it's not blinking 4, 5, or 9 times. The indicator. That indicator is off, so it must be. So we plugged it in, turned it on, it's flashing. This indicator is off. It's not flashing 4 or 5 times, so I guess the next thing I'm supposed to do is hold the stop button for 5 seconds. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, till the on lamp starts flashing again. And while it's flashing, the printer is being prepared and I can hear something happening. And then after that, install the software. Windows, Mac, and load paper, which we already did. And it says you can get manuals, use this VR code, QR, whatever it's called, something code. You can get manuals. And there's probably something on the disc as well. So that's it. Just gotta wait for it to get done preparing itself. And it was actually pretty darn easy. And it also has an A4 plotting. A little bigger than a letter size piece of paper, a little longer. Nice job, Canon. Okay, thanks for watching.